All right, let me see something here. Um, I'll wait for this is part two, but I gotta wait for it to load up here. Um, I wait for my people to come back because we got disconnected. If you in the chat, do me a favor. You see it. Just let me know in the chat by saying something. You can hear me. You got me? We good? Y'all got me? Let me know you can hear me and we good, Jigga. All right, cool, man. All right. And so you can't get me roused up like that. Y'all can't do that, man. But my point is, we got to get to a point in evolution where we're not afraid to make that call. The priesthood make that call. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can make that call. It's just a matter of being devoted to live to that, that great truth, man. You know what I mean? So devoted to live to that, that great truth, man. You know what I mean? So, we made that call and we avidly work for the law of correspondence. Now, here's the truth, man. We got to get to better things in life. You got to get to the American dream. Just got to keep it a buck. You got to get to, I call it falling in love with the pursuit of happiness. That is your individual God given right to pursue happiness. As long as you're not infringing upon other people's freedoms, i.e., we call that breaking the law at some point in time. Law is only in place so you don't injure someone physically or monetarily wise, right? And we got to use this. We got to use this G force to expand into our life, because remember, we supposed to be living in a universe that's ever expanding, right? We live in the expansive universe. The universe is expanding, but are we expanding in our lives? That's the question. Are we expanding in our lives? So I'm not going to rant and complain about what things should be. I want to put together a practical plan and make it to where I know it's going to be. So for us, I took a step back and started diversifying myself and dedicating myself. When I say diversifying, I dedicate myself to create a wealth vehicle. I can't stress this enough, man. I can ask people right now, hey, raise your hand if you want to be financially wealthy. Let's be clear. I'm talking about financially wealthy. To marry the spiritual wealth of information that you got and this divine connection that you are, because the God lives inside of you. So we're all divine beings. And if you want to be financially wealthy, raise your hand, claim it. Yes, we put our hands up. Now I want you to name your wealth vehicle. How you gonna get there? It gets silent at this particular point, because had we known what it is, we think we probably would have it already. But that's not even the truth. You know what it is. What happens is it takes a lot of work to get there, to make it unfold, right? Like to generate $1 million, let's be real. Either one person is going to give you the $1 million, one client, one customer is going to give you the $1 million, or you're going to have to move 1,000,000 units at $1 a piece, and everything else falls in between. Millionaire math. You're going to do 2,000 times 500. You're going to do 1,000 times 1,000. You're going to do 100,000 times 10. Whatever. It's all going to fall in between one person giving you 1 mil, if that's the target, or 1,000,000 people giving you one. Everything else is in between these two variables, these two poles. So that's a lot of activity, a lot of motion, a lot of things that you have to create reoccurring to get it popping. But we live in the greatest time ever. And I just feel like we all should be our best selves and be the greatest that we possibly can be. And so when the question is asked, your grandchildren or great grandchildren look back in history, which is now, and ask the question, well, what were you doing at the greatest economical times ever? Ever. You gotta really understand this shit. Ever? Ever. This is like said to be the best economic time, most prosperous time on the entire planet. What are you doing? Why do you have lack. All right. Why? So Julia has a question. Has anybody here got the self-activation workbook? Val has it. I know that for sure. Valerie's here. She has the self-activation workbook. So maybe she can tell you about it. Val, you been doing your work? You're on the spot now, Valerie. Mr. Valerie Williams, have you been doing your Astro workbook work? I don't have any on me because I just sold the last one that was in the house. I would this video, obviously, if you're asking about it, Julia, there is a video where I open it up and I talk about it. Pretty cool workbook. It's just about you quantifying your cosmic energy. You can do it by yourself. The workbook is just designed to help you streamline it. You want to quantify your energy. What do you mean by quantify your energy? I gave a free homework assignment out on how to do it. 10 planets. We count the sun as a planet. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, the great gatekeeper, then Uranus, then Neptune, then Pluto. All of them had to be somewhere when you were born. What you can do is you can go to astro.com, create a free account, start looking at your chart. There's going to be a box up under your chart on the right-hand side. It's going to say FAEW. That stands for fire, air, earth, and water. Within those boxes, you want to count the number of planets in those elements. And the element that has the most planets, especially if it's overwhelming, but it don't matter, the element that has the most gives you your elemental energetic signature. Okay? So, like, for example, I know a Pisces, but she has 2 planets in the air sign. Well, 2 in Aquarius, another 2 or 3 in Libra. I don't think nothing in Gemini, but the chart is predominantly air. Although a Pisces, she is really carrying the energetic signature of an air sign. Now, also in that box, you're going to see when you see FAEW, you're going to see CFM going across. FAEW goes down. So it's a 3x4 box, 3 rows. Also, I think it's 3 across CFM. And then by 4 down, you're going to see FAEW. CFM means cardinal fixed mutable. That simply means beginning of a zodiac sign. Aries starts the spring, Cancer starts the summer, Libra starts the fall, and Capricorn starts the winter. So those are what we call cardinal signs. You see, astrology is giving you a 4x3 and a 3x4. Pay attention. Out of the elements, fire, air, earth, and water, there are 4 elements, but there are 12 zodiac signs. So if we divide it up, then 3 signs fall in each element. Yes, 3 times 4 is 12. So your air signs is going to be Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Your water signs is going to be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Earth sign is going to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Then who I'm missing, fire sign is going to be Aries, Sag, and Leo. So when we're looking at the zodiac signs via the elements, 3 signs are going to complete the elemental energy. This is your triangle offense. Okay? This is why you can naturally supposed to get along better with these people if the law is correct and other things ain't taking place. Got to be very clear on that. Okay? Now, when we have cardinal fixed mutable, I just named the cardinals, the fixed signs, Aquarius in the middle of the season, winter. It's in the middle of the spring. Leo in the middle of the summer. Scorpio in the middle of the fall. The fixed signs are those 4. And then the mutable 3, 6, 9, 12, Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. So now when you're dealing with modalities, CFM, 4 signs complete the modality. The elemental energy is what you want to pay attention to because that's how you vibe. Basic chemistry. Fire and air, excuse me, fire tends to need oxygen to exist. So fire and fire signs go, and then fire and air can go. This is a general rule, just general. You will know this rule more correctly once you analyze your energy in totality. I know I'm majority air than fire. I'm of the yang element. Yang is outgoing, can't sit still, let's go. Water and earth are feminine, magnetic, pull, take your time, right? Nurture. All right. So that's how you break down your energy in totality. Like Michael Jackson did videos on him years ago. Michael Jackson, elemental wise, was a Leo, although a Virgo, but he had more energy in Leo. What's Leo? Children. Hello. Then you would get, hey man, this dude like to have sleepovers with kids. Oh, wait a minute. This guy actually has a freaking amusement park in his backyard like he's a kid because he had more energy in the sign of Leo when he was born, which is the sign of children. Bam, right there in our face. We miss it if we look at Virgo qualities, but when you realize the energy in totality, you'll be able to put it all together. See what I'm saying? All right. And so again, my webinar, man, August 26th. Programming the Matrix. Gonna be off the chain. I'm gonna show you some goodies. Numbers are only there to help you raise yourself, but you have to program the matrix, your reality. The matrix is your reality. Remember in the matrix when it come on, it's all these. You're welcome. All these little numbers like computer bits and shit be coming up on the screen. Binary code, right? So, you know, the number, man, it's I just know what it is, man. I don't want y'all to be stuck. We, the priesthood, myself, Minister Jew, man, we don't never want y'all to be stuck. Facilitate from the mind. Everything else is there to helping you heighten your sense. What do I mean? Do you need an altar? No. Can you use an altar to help you fine tune your sense? Sure. Absolutely. So the room of ceremony, I know, man. I listen. I'm not afraid to go inside of Western mystic mystery school systems. You gonna tell me motherfuckers run the world? I'm knocking at the door. Shit, you ain't gonna tell me the Masons is running the goddamn world, and I'm not gonna go be a Mason to see what's up. Shit, I'm scared, nigga. No, I'm going. You're telling me that there is an actual society that's not hard to find. They're on Facebook. They have addresses and shit called Masons or whatever, Rosicrucians, whatever you want to call them. They exist, and I can possibly get in. And record shows that there's black groups that got the information. I'm knocking. What's up? Y'all run the world up in here? I want in because I want to run the world. And my world is my world. I told you the world and the earth is two totally different things, man. You know what I'm saying? Two totally different things. All right. So I'm knocking. So I knocked. Shit. You got me fucked up. I just gotta say it. You got me fucked up, man. If you think, and listen to my logic here, man. You gotta understand this, man. I'm not afraid to be the spook who sat by the door, man. I'm just not. You know, so you telling me that there's a secret brotherhood and they can communicate to each other through hand gestures and shit, and you would never know what's going on. Shit, I want in. You got me faded. And if I'm ignorant, which means I don't know that this person is communicating to this person in front of me, that's dangerous, man. Because if them niggas is giving a sign or something to get at you, you just sitting up there totally ignorant. And that's stupid. Let alone you gonna tell me the legend is, or the Africans initiated everybody into the mystery systems. Then you should know you should know the rules. You should know the codes. You should know the signs and the symbols. But yet you don't know. That be all that feel good fluff shit, man. That's why in my earlier days you used to see me with the Masonic compass and square on, because I've been through those schools of thoughts, man. I got bored as hell because they ain't studying nothing, they ain't busting it down. We got more information than them, but they got more brotherhood on the physical thing. Try to get niggas to put some money together and bury a motherfucker and watch they broke ass not have the money to bury somebody. I've seen this shit happen. Don't even have the basic common sense to form a love fund to pay people's bills who may need it as just a good act. So I'm saying that to say, because on myastrologycoach.com, we got a love fund. Been having a love fund since fucking January of 20 what year was that? 2012. January 2012. Been having a love fund. $13 a month. We cash the pot out, divided by 4. 4 people in line, 2 on the top of the list, 2 at the bottom of the list, and we keep scrunching up the list, and then it starts all over again. Divided. It ain't no money. You basically gonna get your money back. It's not designed for you to make money. It's designed to say, who needs this? It's your turn. Here it is. And it's unexpected. So, you thought you already calculated that you was gonna pay $100 bill or 150 or whatever. Here go 140 or whatever the payout may be. That just paid your bill and freed you up, and you can put that in your pocket or whatever. It's just a gesture. It's about creating a positive, energetic thing. You know what I'm saying? And so Mason's got niggas faded when it comes to that kind of stuff. Make sure that the brother's widow, or making sure that everything is good, but then they ain't studying the information. You know what I'm saying? So then I ain't got time for that, man. I got things to do. You dig? All right. So I want to see y'all there, man. If you got a question in the chat, go ahead and drop it to me. I'll take a few, see if we can get some great dialogue popping. You know what I'm saying? If you got one in the chat, I'll take it. Shoot, who got some questions? What Bobby say? Got some questions. Do you have any books to learn more on astrology, man? So listen, the only book that you need in astrology, in my opinion, because see, once you grasp it, you got it. The only book I ever reference in this whole journey of astrology is Planets in Transit by Robert Hand. Like, that is the bomb diggy. Because Hand's interpretation is different from mine and on point. And it kind of remind me of that contrast that I had with Minister Jew. It's like, oh shit, that's a different viewpoint. Yep. So I like Planets in Transit by Robert Hand. Because transit means in motion, right? So when you see that it's talking about when the sun enters the 5th house, this is what you can expect. Well, that's the same as looking at your chart and seeing, well, I got the sun in the 5th house. So although Hand is talking about when the planet is moving in the sky, it's the same thing as when you were born, because the sun was moving through your 5th house in a sense at the time of your birth if you got a 5th house sun. So it's the same thing. So those interpretations can get you very thorough knowledge base of how to build yourself up. It's something that I give in my Astro mentorship. And my Astro mentorship, you gotta call me first. I gotta like you. I gotta vibe with you, because some people are curious and not serious. And I work with energy, you know what I mean? And I honor that, you know what I mean? So I got that Astro mentorship. That's on my Astrology Coach on the shop page, and go to classes. That's right there. It's a 9-month program, and you get access to all my webinars for free when you roll with me on that level. So you the power elite when you messing with that, because if you know what I know and what I'm about to show you in Programming the Matrix, man, you want to know. You want to know. You want to know, because I'm going to show you some shit on this webinar. I'm just going in my bag and just showing y'all. And I do it, but do it once a year. You know what I mean? I just pull it back just to remind the new people, or show the new people who never seen it. You know what I mean? Like, this is your potential right here. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Robert Hand is his name. Planets in Transit by Robert Hand, Hand, the hand of God, the Yod. All right. And so, anybody else got one? As a Gemini, I've been feeling this shift. Is there something going on? So it may not necessarily mean, because I don't know, it's nothing there that is challenging it. This could be in something called a progression. So the progression is this. It's dope. It's let's just say hypothetically, when you were born on the first day of Gemini. So technically you would be a 0-degree Gemini on the very first day of Gemini. Well, on your first birthday, when you turn 1 years old, your progress chart, which mirrors your physical growth on Earth, very important to understand this. Your progressed sun will now be 1 degrees. As you turn 1 years old, every degree or every year you go up in age, your sun moves up 1 degree to mirror your growth. This is like your invisible spiritual chart in a sense, the progress chart. Okay. So you could be, when you're 29 years old, in this model that I'm giving, you can be at the last degree of Gemini. And when you get to the 29th degree by progression, there's some shit that's about to change in your world, because you're about to go into the new energy of a whole new sign. So the next year you'll be at 0 degrees Cancer. So you about to shift and progress. This is why, another reason why I'm like, okay, well, you can take that 13 sign astrology and go back, but I know for a fact that the law of progression is real. You ain't gonna do nothing but progress back to where you was. And so that's a fact. And so your shift that you can be feeling could be something in the progress chart that suggests that it's time for you to make the shift. Now, here's the question. You know what's going on because you feel it, and you can identify with the things that you need to shift. And you might be a little reluctant to shift those things because they could be uncomfortable. Usually we know, because we just know. We know what's creating the feeling. It ain't like life is hunky dory and you just got a fucking bad vibe. No, this shit need to change and that shit need to change, and it's getting on my nerve, and I don't want to ruffle the feathers of it. So it becomes uncomfortable. So you have to identify what needs to change and change those things so you can get into the new wave, the new energy. So it could be deeper than the Gemini aspect, because right now nothing's in opposition to it. So it could be something else. So any solid advice for someone who is female with Cancer and Mars? Switch that around, Julia. The planet is always in the sign. Planet first. So Mars is in Cancer, right? Are there certain meditations or techniques to deal with the crazy energy, right? So I like Mars in Cancer because I believe it waters it down, right? That's a great confirmation. You know what it is that needs to shift, and you don't want to be reluctant towards that. Trust me, I've mastered that shit. We've all mastered suffering. It's the legend is, if you're a human being in reincarnation, you have some shit that you have to undergo, and you have to go through it. Especially those 24-year group of people who was like, what I say, maybe 73. What's 73? 73 to, I don't know, the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. It's like this 24-year group of people, Pluto and Libra, Pluto and Scorpio, us. we got some shit to go through that is heavily related to relationship issues because of the Plutonian nature. Whole nother conversation. All right. So Cancer and Mars, I like it because Mars seems not to act up too tough because I think the watery nature of Cancer is putting that fire out. So this is one of my favorite placements for that rogue ass nigga Mars because I want to blow Mars up. I really do. So the meditation or dealing with Mars and Cancer. Let's deal with Cancer first. Like Cancer is family, right? It's how you nurture. So really Mars is your assertive side of which you should be projecting out. And as a woman, it may show you the kind of men that you may be attracted to. So therefore you may have to look for Cancer men. But you want to be careful because Mars is an abuser to a degree at times, right? Depending on, we call it how it was aspected in your chart. That means when you go to astro.com and you fill out, you put your chart in and you look at the lines, red and blue and green, majority red and blue though. If you got red lines coming to your Mars is in trouble. If you got red lines going to any planet, that planet is saying, yo, you stressing me. So then it's a matter, this is why I like seeing them as gods and goddesses. Well, who's stressing you? Well, Venus is stressing me. Oh, Venus is stressing you. Oh, so that's a relationship or your concept of money, but more or less relationship is stressing you out. So there's this conflict that's taking place. So you always want to do the opposite side of the energy because all energies have that pole I told you about. You got a negative pole and you got a positive pole. The positive pole of Mars is, all right, you got to take action. You got to work out. You got to move around. Mars wants some action. It wants activity. If it's Cancer, then it needs to be activity with family members. Let's go ride bikes because Mars is very physical. Let's do family night karate, whatever it may be. You got to have some goals and some physical ambitions. It don't want to home goma patiate itself out the situation. It wants physicality and it wants sweat, or it's going to turn into I'll take your blood. So with Mars is action. Take action in family affairs and stuff is how that works with Mars and Cancer and whatnot. The key with Mars to get around the negative aspect when you're doing positive things is you cannot harbor any frustrations. The question that you have to ask yourself is this. I'm going to tell you, and I've done this with a person. On this day in the future, be careful because you're going to be in an accident. They didn't read my report. That day came, there was an accident. The question you have to ask is, out of 7 or 8 billion people on Earth, how in the hell did the energy of Mars find you? Because that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Mars. How did it find you? That means that you have a cellular signal. That's not hard to believe. You got a heartbeat. You got a brain wave. So there you got an energy field. Your energy field is electromagnetic. You a magnet. You draw shit to you. You know what it is when you get a haircut and you go get your hair and your nails done and you go to the club and niggas is on you. You a magnet. Let's cut the bullshit. We magnets. So now I'm looking at the time that you're likely to magnetize a certain event that's negative. So that means the signal is going to find you because the signal is in you. You are the signal. The question is, what are you broadcasting? Positivity or stored negativity? Don't get it twisted just because you're in a happy mood today. That shit that's lurking in your subconscious mind ain't in your field. It has to be. It gotta be. So you change. This is why the happy people, i.e., not that all stars are happy, but goddamn it, if money can't buy happiness, then the legend is you don't know where to shop. My point of saying that is if money can solve your problems, you ain't got a problem. My point in saying that is this is why Jay-Z will probably not be scathed by the vicious Mars transits that takes place in the average person will. because people have reached a certain plateau to have happiness and success as the main imprint in their life. Shout out to DJ Khaled. Khaled is purposely making it a point to be happy and gratitude. Thank you, Assad, for life. Thank you. Look at the sun shining on me. Life is beautiful. Constantly imprinting the heavens every single day with positivity. Very important to understand that, because the moment that you negative and that event finds you and you leave a negative boo-boo in space, that's going to be a cycle all by itself that's starting to spin around you. Hence, there's a location in space above your head right now where 9/11 took place at. Do you know where? Because that's a negative energy of space that's radiating, that has memory of the towers falling down on 9/11. Facts. Okay. So the things that you need to do is don't worry, be happy. Gratitude is my attitude. You better find what makes you happy. I tell you this shit all the time. Find what makes you happy. Live it passionately. No holds bars. Live it passionately. You may hurt some people's feelings. I don't like hurting people's feelings because I'm Cancer rising. I don't like it. I can't tell you I'm not attracted to you. You flirt with me, you want to, go ahead. Fine. I won't bite the bait, but I may not be attractive. So I can't tell you that you're not my type. That's rude. That's me. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in your energy, man. It's all in your energy. Straight up. All right. So yeah, you're very welcome. I'm a Capricorn with 3 planets in the first house. Ooh, your sunrise, baby. Jupiter and Neptune. What do I think? I think that a first house Capricorn with Jupiter is Sun and Jupiter is great. There's a story in the Bible that we like to talk about a lot that talks about give me Xanus, which is Zeus, which is Jupiter, and Apollo, which we know as the sun. The sun and Jupiter has always been considered in the cosmos the most benevolent energy in the solar system. The sun, because it gives you life, Jah love, Ra love. Jupiter is abundance, prosperity, luck, lottery, Santa Claus, gifts, overindulge things. So it's an overindulgence in money, or if it's in certain, it could be an overindulgence in drugs. So Jupiter and Neptune together, you have to be you have to definitely do away, make sure you ain't messing with drugs, because that could be heavy on a negative aspect. I say a lot of positivity here though. This gives you the ability to expand. Capricorn wants success. I was just having this conversation the other day with my peeps, like, yo, Capricorn is the ultimate earth sign. It's the last earth sign. So it wants success. My favorite Capricorn on earth, bar none, is Keisha Kayor. That's what it looks like. It looks like, Kayor hustle. You got Kayor messed up. You ain't out hustling Keisha Kayor. Real talk. Like, nigga, I was balling with, I was putting Gucci money in real estate shit while he was locked up in the house that she built. She did it off her own money and not his. And still at the Bonner Brothers convention every year, pushing hair and pushing her products and shit. So Capricorn is success. Jupiter is abundance. Then hello. If you are Capricorn and this is success and abundance, then what you gonna be? You can be abundantly successful. Now Neptune comes in and puts this spiritual thing to it, or music even, to the twist. You know what I mean? And imagination to it. So as you constantly engage in your spiritual eye or your spiritual mind, or that super consciousness, what we would call it, right? Inside of your physical goals, Capricorn is goals. First house is the house of action, the house of self. It's the first house. It's the first. Everybody else get behind me. And so this is the house of initiation. Let's go. Let's get the party started. Hence it's ruled by Aries, first house. Pune, head first. Let's go. Let's get the party started. So the sun in Capricorn here, all this energy is in the first house. Neptune is your ideals. Jupiter's how to expand. First house is action. Capricorn's career. My question is going to be simple. What do you have your eye on as it comes to big, because Jupiter's big success? You need to concentrate on that and you need to walk it out, live it out. All right. That's a beautiful placement to have because you can't be denied. And the sun represents authority, and so does Capricorn. So in workplace environments, you're likely to be the supervisor and the team lead on things. Really go hard and go for the top positions in everything that you do because you're a boss. That's what I think that is. A lot of people are worker bees and some people are bosses, and you can see this stuff. Okay, you're a boss. Well, you got that. All right. I can't tell someone they're my type either, right? I can't do that, Brown Marie. I can't do that. That shit is rude. That shit is just fucking rude, man. I can't do that shit. You know? I study tons of book, constantly chase wealth and abundance, talk about it, pitch to everybody. Very true, right? That's dope. Keep your mind occupied, but don't mistake reading. Don't mistake that for activity. Because I'm gonna tell you, the ego will play a trick on you. It'll act like you better in yourself, all to trick you from. That's you playing yourself and tricking yourself, like to stop you from taking massive action. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, to put the work in. And so this is why when I got initiated in Kriya Yoga, Hari Nanda, famous saying was, an ounce of practice is better than a ton of theory. Don't read about meditation. Go sit your ass down and try it. That's better than reading the whole book on it. You sitting down and trying it. But I suck at meditation. Yeah, we all do at some point. But it's better than reading about it when you go sit down and try it. So the information on stuff is good, but make sure that you guys are being practical. Trust me. Because even like I wasn't gonna be stagnant with this information. I'll share and give it back, and then I'll build my platform because this is what I do. So now I'm turning the information into activity. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you want to do. Unless it's just gonna be worthless if you can't share it. Okay. Um yeah, a triple Sag. So if you hear stuff like that, you could have been born with the sun in Sagittarius, the moon is in Sagittarius, and you may be a Sag rising. You could have been born at sunrise. You know what I mean? So that would give the qualities of a triple Sag. When they say stuff like that, it's a lot of planets in Sagittarius, or you are a Sagittarius and that sign was rising when you were born. And again, we just use sunrise as the marking point because you're a Sag. So the sun is in front of Sag, and that sunrise sun is rising on the eastern portion of the sky. So therefore, you're a Sag rising. So therefore, and the moon was there. So therefore, and Mercury was there because Mercury is pretty close. And Venus is usually about 2 signs away or pretty close to the sun. So now you got Sun, Mercury, and Venus in Sag too. So yeah, you're a triple Sag. So when you hear stuff like that, that's what that means. All right. Yeah, you got to do the work, man. Work. That's what it is. All right. So any other questions? Got anything? Somebody they commented on something. Let me get rid of this right here. Saturn, Mars, Mercury, and the Sun in the third. Ruled by Pisces, but I'm an Aries. What does it mean? So that's a good question, right? So Saturn, Mars, Mercury, and Sun in my third house. All right, ruled by Pisces, but I'm an Aries. What do I mean? So everybody is scattered light. So what happens is you're Aries. Deal with that first. That's who you are. That's your solar imprint. If that's your solar imprint, then Aries is pioneering, martial, like can be combative, martial arts, just energy, man. It's the pioneer. It's the one who's gonna go first when everybody else was scared, right? So then you have these energies in the third house. To a degree, it don't matter what the energy is. What is the third house? Because that's that's where everybody is sitting. So that's the house of communication. You got something that you got to say. Mercury in the third, Mercury naturally rules the third, right? So now that's a common denominator because it's like, oh, wait a minute, this planet naturally rules the third house. So when you see things like that, then you gotta kind of make a note of that because that's standing out. It loves to be in this region of space. Mercury in the third house, this is naturally its place to be. So the third house is communication. You got something to say. Saturn is success. So if you say it, you will be successful. Saturn, to a degree, represents limitations and fear. So then you may be scared to say it, or it may be hard for you to say it, or you may not want to deal with it. But I'm gonna tell you something. Me and Jew was having this conversation. Saturn and Mercury, but Saturn and Mercury, man, they rule the Earth plane. Saturn, and this is what Black people lack: the Saturnian principle of consciousness, responsibility, being on time. Saturn is time. Niggas is so bad, they be like, yo, man, man, CP time, man. We justify being late and made up some shit called CP time, right? Saturn is responsibility and time. And I'm a firm believer that wherever Saturn is at, because that's where your life lessons is, that's Saturn, you need to know how to tap into that area called the house primarily, because that's the house is areas of your life. And you absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, no denying, you have to boss up in that area. Saturn shows you where you must be a boss at, because how can it not when it's the planet of karma? It's the planet that represents hard work. It's the planet that represents repetition. Do it over, do it again, and you win. It's crystallization, materialization. They don't want to deal in lofty ideas in Neptunian, Jupiter type of shit. It wants to say, that's fine and dandy. Make that shit physical, though. Me. Like Saturn is Missouri. Show me. So if you have it in your third house, then there's something that you must say. It could be writing a book. It could be a blog. It could be you an artist. You could public relations manager or some shit. Like it's something dealing with communications, and you need to let that flow freely. Because the third house also represents the nervous system, and if you don't say it, then you start getting the jitters and shit. And then this shit is sometimes connected. This shit is connected to other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So, if your third house, let's just say, for example, Saturn was connected to your money, but it's in your third house, but Saturn technically rules your money. Like, nigga, if you don't play with Saturn, then you ain't gonna tap into that part that's slowing your money up. You think it's related. Oh, and plus the third house is brothers and sisters, siblings. So there could be karma there because Saturn is karma and stuff. But you think you got an issue with brothers and sisters, and you do, but that's really because you won't boss up about your money because the hip bone's connected to the leg bone. You know what I'm saying? So Jupiter in the ninth, man, that's dope. I mean, that's a natural joint. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, the ninth sign. So the ninth house is just Jupiter. So when you start studying what Jupiter is, it's all of those things. It's philosophy. You may travel outside of the country. You should travel outside of the country that you're from. Definitely go to your desired place. And if there's a certain philosophy that you like say for example, you're interested in Taoism, then one day you should travel to Asia and do a Taoist tour or something. Because Jupiter likes to travel, and the ninth house is naturally the same energy. So you go out of the country one day. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what that represents, man. All right. I take a few more, man. I don't mind. We do this. I gotta get ready to shift gears, man. I'm about to create a new show on y'all, man. I'm gonna be dropping some stuff on Saturday mornings, man, called Billionaire Astrology. I'm gonna analyze billionaires. You know what I'm saying? See, boxing is my passion. You know what I mean? So, um, you know, I'm gonna drop this billionaire astrology on y'all, and we're gonna get into this whole thing with analyzing success from the astrological point of view. I know what billionaires have in common. And then you got to ask yourself if you have those things once I show you. So Saturday morning, it's going to be up to you. I'm telling you ahead of time, get you a notebook. This is going to be a free right here on YouTube. And I'm going to give the specs out. And you just got to fill it in of what I'm telling you to fill in. And imagine a piece of paper, and then at the top, all the way across, you're gonna write the sun, the moon, Mercury, and all of the planets. You're just gonna write their glyph though, their symbol. And then going down on the paper is going to be the person's name. So I think first up I'm gonna do Jeff Bezos from Amazon and whatnot. Oh, I'm sorry. Across, you're not gonna write the planets, you're gonna write the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs. And then down is going to be the person. And then I may say, well, Jeff Bezos is whatever his sign is. Put the sun under this. Boom, 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 boom. Then it's your job as you build your list to see if you see any cosmic common denominators, and there is. Go back to your own chart and see if you have some of this energy. If you dare yourself to get on the financial journey of life, be looking forward to it. It's gonna be pretty dope. I thought about starting it tomorrow, but I got to shoot with my mentor out in the real estate, so it'll probably be next Saturday, man. But I might. I don't know. I'm spontaneous. Sometimes I just do things. I didn't know I was going live today. Typical Aquarian. May do it. Birth chart for lottery winners. Fifth house energy. Jupiter in the fifth for sure. Sun in the fifth house. Jupiter in the sky going through the fifth house. There's some other aspects too that you can look at. It's called Lords. Like my fifth house, for example, is what? Libra. Yeah, Libra. So Venus rules my fifth house. So if I want to go see how I do in lottery, right, then I may want to go look at Venus. Oh shit, I got Venus in Aries. That's a no. That's a detriment. And so nigga, you better leave that gambling shit alone. Fifth house is gambling and speculation. So if my fifth house is ruled by Libra, because Libra is on my fifth house, then I need to go find Venus. When I go look at Venus in my chart, Venus is out of pocket. She's considered to be in detriment. She's at the furthest place from home. She belongs in Aries. So, I mean, she belongs in Libra in this case, but she's in Aries. So now she is out of pocket. So I may not want to do that because my fifth house lord is out of pocket. And I got Uranus in the fifth, though. But Uranus in the fifth suggests, because Uranus is sudden changes. Sometimes I can win, sometimes I can lose, perhaps. Right. So it depends how you see it, but those are some cosmic denominators. So if the fifth house is Taurus, that's the money house on speculation. So now I will look at Venus. What's the position of Venus? I will wait for Jupiter to come through Taurus, which you got a little while to go for that because Jupiter's in Scorpio, total opposite. So you got probably 6 more years on average if we're going to wait for that one particular transit. But here's some 6 years worth of gain. When you find out in 6 years that Jupiter is about to go through Taurus, I want you to play your ass off, especially if you got planets in there in Taurus when Jupiter gets close. That is the Jay-Z Beyonce alignment. So if you notice, that video was pinned right here on this channel. That's a $1 billion couple. Where Venus was by the hand of the Virgin when Beyonce was born, the planet of money, Venus. Jay-Z was born with Jupiter, the planet of abundance and prosperity, is in the exact same spot. Put them together, abundance, prosperity, and money equals $1 billion. So of course some shit gonna go down when it's $1 billion on the elevator. That video is right here. I'm showing you. All right. That mean you're gonna go ham? Yeah, man. That definitely could mean that for sure. You know what I mean? So again, everybody here, man, I appreciate y'all. I really do, man. I expect to see y'all at the webinar, right? Programming the Matrix. Remember, myastrologycoach.com. Programming the Matrix is on the front page. If you're not on the mailing list, join the mailing list. Stay up to date. But programming the Matrix is going to be like, whew, man. This that shit that Minister Jew was like, listen, Noble, you need to figure out a way to put this shit in a time capsule and bury that shit and allow the future of humanity to watch that shit later, because this shit is next level. Seriously. It's that shit. Old school galactic activation. I'm just gonna show you that, especially collectively, y'all got to get on these trips, man. Don't, man. Listen, I can easily see how a person would think like, man, these trips, like we go on these trips, like we may go to these ancient mound sites or mountains and shit or whatever, and we may have 10 minutes, 30 minutes, ceremony in the sense where like, all right, everybody take some time out and concentrate on what you want and shit. And since it didn't, tire you out in a sense, or you didn't pass out or have this, weird interaction take place, you may doubt the process, and you shouldn't doubt process, because everything that you say you want is not dependent upon the experience of a trip or some guru or anybody else. It is 100% responding to your own magnetism. How dedicated are you? How strong is the signal that you sent out there? How strong is your determination to receive and work towards the things that you want? Some of the most miraculous shit can happen via thought alone. A loaf of bread can fall out the sky as you're thinking about it. I know someone this happened to. True story. Thinking about the bread in the trailer out in the countryside of Washington, and bloom, because he's contemplating this quantum field of reality. So his thoughts is so elevated anyway that a loaf of freaking bread fell out the sky and materialized itself. If you go read the autobiography of a Yogananda talks about the perfume saint, Indian master who would ask you, "Would you like to smell jasmine?" And then all of a sudden, jasmine start coming out this nigga hand, and you smell jasmine. Would you like to smell rose? And then rose comes out of his hand. There's ways that you can get into that kind of thing, right? It takes devout, sincere concentration and dedication to whatever your desired goal is. True. I say that it's easier to magnetize invisible thought spirit with a corresponding physical vehicle that is designed to get what it is that you want. So, in other words, are you going to wait to the money fall out of the sky? Because it can happen. It get into your account. It can happen. But like in one of our last video testimonials, Brother Nassar, he had to fill out the application for the loan first. He had to put a physical act in. They said denied. He kept doing the work against the denial. Checked his account 2 days later, unbeknownst to him, money was in his account. He logged out of the account, thought he was tripping, and logged back in to make sure this shit was real. And the money is there, although they said he was denied. So the money can appear, but you may look at it and say, well, it only appeared because he had credit. But they told him denied. My point is, this shit is peanut butter and jelly. You live in a world of duality. Don't abandon physicality for spirituality, and don't abandon spirituality for physicality. I made that mistake early in my journey, and now I'm married to two. I had to find a vehicle. You dig? So it can happen. Find your vehicle. Know what it is? That's a whole nother conversation. All right. So I get with y'all, man. The first rule is action, Aries, the first house, action. Let's go. That's what we live in. This place is the universal law, university, zodiac 1 through 12, first grade to the 12th grade. You graduate, then you go to the university. You're studying universal principles. The first grade, first law, first house is action. What do the director say to get this party started? You read your script, which is your ideas, your goals, You read your part. You know what you're gonna do. You know who's the wife, who's the husband, who's the person you sharing with, who's the person you doing XYZ, who's the kids. Everybody know their part. And action. That's the first house. First rule. Action. Dan Pena on YouTube. Little fucker. Spicy little shit. Just fucking do it. You know why you don't live out your goals? Because you're a fucking cunt. You don't believe in it. That's Dan Pena. Check him out. I'm cracking up off this little nigga because it's so true. I always said it. Minister Jew said it in one of the blogs. God wears Nikes. Just do it. Everybody know what it is they want to do. Just do it. Shut up. Do it. But what? How you? Shut up. Do it. That's why I stopped doing consultations for so long. I don't want to hear that shit. It's a whole bunch of layered excuses, and then I gotta keep showing you that you're giving excuses. I'd rather not waste my time with that. I got goals that I'm about to do and doing some other shit. So no, I don't want to talk to you because you're fucking up my energy. Do it. Okay? It's the first rule in the zodiac. Damn it. I can prove it. It's universal law. Just do it. All right. All right. So I'll get with y'all next time. Get to the website, myastrologycoach.com. Get to that webinar. It's right there. Programming the Matrix. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace.